Welcome everyone to the finale of the Sonic Adventure 100% completion playthrough. This is it. Final session. As there's really only one thing actually left to do. As you can see on our file, we have 129 emblems. This game's total is 130. We have one more emblem to collect, and we've put this one off for the longest time, simply because there's been so much filler to do in the meantime. So we want to take care of all that filler. So, without any further ado, it's time. We're finally jumping into Super Sonic Story, the final story in the adventure mode. We put this one off long enough. I think it's time we end things. So, it may be a little bit hard for everyone to remember what happened last time in the story, because it's been a few weeks since we've completed everyone's story. But the gist of things is the Master Emerald got put back together, so Angel Island went up to the sky again. Something happened, now Angel Island's not in the sky. We also had that tornado. Big took it home with him, so that's why it's just at Big's house. And Eggman was defeated.
He always seems to get in my way.
Hey Celtics, how you doing?
Well, my master plan.
So, since Eggman was defeated, so was Chaos in theory.
Chaos!
He's back. He's meaner than ever, too. So, Chaos had all the emeralds knocked down. Knuckle took him back here to his altar. So, Chaos is stronger than ever, and he has no emeralds. He's trying to get them all back.
Maybe those Chaos Emeralds that I brought back with me.
Yeah, this all takes place after everyone's story's concluded, so this is after the Egg Viper fight with Sonic for Eggman. He's just, I guess, leaving his base to come back to his base. I don't understand that. Also, how did he go from the jungles of the Mystic Ruins up here to the altar? I don't understand that either, but here he is.
This is terrible. Chaos
Is what?
Chaos is right there, you fool. Turn around. Hey, Kira, how you doing? Doing alright myself, thanks for asking. Nice yawn without your mouth moving,
Guess
Sonic.
this man learned his lesson. Yep. And maybe I'll take another vacation somewhere.
Sonic!
Hey there, Tails! Did you find the tornado too?
Never mind that.
Nice
Get up and
moonwalk.
follow me. Angel Island is falling again.
Hey, no way! Who blew it this time?
Oh, I don't know, but we better hurry.
I like how Tails is saying the island's falling again. It's already fallen. How does an island in the water continue to fall? You confuse me, Tails. You're the rocket science in the group? Oh, might as well go over here. Since it's back on ground floor. Yeah, this takes place, like, Egg Viper scene is after the Egg Walker thing. Like I said, this is pretty much at the end of Sonic's story.
Sonic, sorry.
Knuckles! And Eggman! What happened here?
He stole my Chaos Emeralds. And Chaos is still alive.
What?
I like how he starts off with, he stole my emeralds and Chaos is still alive. Like, wait a minute.
Gonna get away with this.
Is Chaos the he? Was that a different person? Knuckles, please,
Hey,
clarify.
Eggman, wait up! Sonic, Chaos is a fearsome beast. If he gets that last Chaos Emerald, we're done for.
No need to explain. We'll get on it. Tails?
Right.
What? Oh, jeez!
Couldn't have picked the worst time for this.
This place. It looks familiar. It's not a dream after all.
You know, this still could be a dream, it's just that you conked out the worst time. How does Knuckles and Tails see Sonic right now? It's the mystery.
Get out of my way!
No way!
Did you hear what I said?
I won't obey!
We need those 7 emeralds to give us total power. It's power for the people. And they are your people too, you know. We must get that emerald.
Greed is our enemy. Once it starts, you will always want more. Please don't do this. I beg you.
Bah!
Yeah,
I
Tails'
know
reaction
you're
at the
the
dream is
child,
good. I
but
agree with
then
that one, Kira.
charge!
Father!
You know, things are dramatic when we gotta play it back in slow-mo. Really washed out looking slow-mo. Why is it so bright? I don't remember this being this bright on GameCube. To be fair, this could be a mod issue too. I'm not sure. In case you couldn't tell at this point, we're finishing up this game with Dreamcast graphics. We only used the GameCube graphics for the GameCube exclusive mode, mission mode.
Oh, it's a monster!
Look, that water's on fire.
No!
Well, I'm gonna presume everyone died and immediately left, because that was quick.
I think so. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is the first
No, no.
she actually sees us. All the other times in these flashbacks, it's just half the time either she doesn't, or she doesn't really acknowledge us much besides, look at that thing, and that's it. Here she's interacting with Sonic, which is more of a
The
first.
7 emeralds are the servers.
Kind of guiding him
Chaos
over
is
here,
power,
telling more of a
nourished by
story.
the heart. The controller serves to unify the chaos.
Yeah, she sees the robot, which I don't understand why that was a plot point, because the robot dies. So that doesn't really help in the story.
Please, you must stop him.
But the last time Sonic's in one of these flashbacks, he was kind of ignored.
I was on a snooze cruise, I guess.
Good thing you're okay.
I hate that
You
line
just
so
got
much.
honked out there. Knuckles left already.
What they do, like forget to record the
Come,
rest
we
of it?
gotta go after the last emerald.
Lead
Does
the
Mike get
way.
unplugged
Just
halfway
do
through
be a
okay?
golden tornado
What happened?
too.
That line is so terrible. I swear. Good thing you're okay. Tails, turn down the noise gate. It's too aggressive. Yeah, Tails' face is the best part about that scene. Even more surprised looking on Dreamcast, because he looked more like his classic self here, so more kid-like.
The train headed for Station Square.
So we need to find the tornado too. We see in that cutscene, it's just here next to Big's house, so conveniently for us, we don't have to walk all the way over there. As soon as we get in this minecart, we're immediately over at the house.
Look,
Very convenient.
it's the tornado too.
Yeah, so let's get the Chaos Emerald and leave. What?
Yeah, a little too late there, guys.
No! He's got the last emerald!
Now what do we do?
Alright, so, you guys watched the intro cutscene to this game? I hope you like watching it again, because that's literally what this is. Just without Open Your Heart playing. It's the exact same cutscene, just without music. Yeah, Chaos, as soon as he attacked Knuckles, he came right over to Big's house, so... Yeah, he was kind of, I think, waiting for someone to show up just to taunt him. Same kind of thing happens in Sonic X, too, when they use this plot point. So it just kind of happens out of nowhere again. Maybe he was waiting around for people just to steal the emerald last second. Oh yeah, right. It was snagged from Chris because he got it first, and then Chaos just said, "Nope, lol." I forgot. It's been a while since I last seen that scene in X. I gotta say, watching this back on PC, it's not a bad looking FMV. It's not as much compression. It's still here, but it's not as bad as it was on like GameCube, for example, or even original Dreamcast. Yeah, there he is. Air Chaos.
If I wasn't just dreaming, that monster is a real menace. Eggman.
Oh, I guess he just
There
has
we
a
go.
second egg carrier.
Okay.
Hi.
Looks like he's after
Hello.
Chaos too.
Also hi.
I'm not used to this Yeti mic yet.
You have defied your master, stupid beast.
Anyways, hello. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You didn't really miss much. Just we're still in the midst of all these cutscenes.
Yeah, because these cutscenes take forever.
Yeah, I mean, the last story is 90% cutscenes, 10% gameplay.
Yeah, you literally play for like not even like 3 minutes. And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, Celtic's also, you're right on that one. Originally, Perfect Chaos, the whole reason why this is a water creature. Also, I love that screen. So good. The whole reason why this is a water creature
Who do you think
is
you
Sega
are,
wanted to show
anyway?
off the power of the Dreamcast. And they found out of all the graphic effects to use, water was the most
It's
effective.
you.
But the Dreamcast still wasn't good enough to have like fully animated looking water without killing the
In the
system.
Master Emerald.
So Perfect Chaos here kind of got a giant downgrade after a bit.
Yeah.
He looks a lot more
mean-
like how he's originally intended to design in Generations, because he looks more like how he did in the FMVs in Generations. But in game, they had to tone it down a bit.
Now he's filled with anger and sadness.
It's kind of funny when I look back at the Dreamcast version of Perfect Chaos. Like, yeah, he looks a lot better, but he still looks significantly kind of like dated. I don't know
Yeah.
how the best way I can
Well,
describe
I mean, literally the model is just a light blue see-through creature. There's not much detail to it.
Look, he's absorbed the Emerald's power.
Don't ever explain how Tikal kind of shapeshifts from that little spirit into a physical form, but yeah, that spirit the whole time is Tikal.
His heart will
I finally
still
explained
remain
that one if you
eternal,
haven't figured it
and
out on
his
your
anger
own.
just won't vanish. He'll just be
I guess she had enough power to survive that long and transform back into a physical being.
so funny because
I seen you running on the side there, whoever that was. I think that was Amy.
Morpha is still a better water monster. I don't know. Weaker council? Yeah.
Here, take this.
Wait. Couldn't Morpha just be Perfect Chaos's tentacle?
Hey guys, what's
Yeah, in a
up?
sense, yeah.
Chaos only used the negative
Wait,
power
no.
of the
Morpha
emeralds.
has an eyeball. Perfect Chaos really does.
Sonic, you should be able to harness their real power.
As much as I hate to admit it, I think Tails is right about this.
Go, Sonic! Yeah, Sonic!
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 Negative forces aren't the only way to empower the Chaos Emerald.
This is very
Our
anime.
positive feelings toward each other can make them
Or
work.
win with the power of positivity.
Our hearts together form awesome.
It's a good thing this works, otherwise we would be screwed.
Yeah.
There you go. This is our first incarnation of Supersonic locked behind story progression. This is the only way you play as Supersonic in this game.
Yeah. And you can't play him as in any other stage besides this.
Yeah, well,
kind of
technically you can't, but if you have a cheating device or you're playing the PC version, obviously with mods, there's a way to restore that. And you can see why they don't let you. We'll be actually taking a look at that later or something. And Supersonic's broken every stage in this game. Super busted.
To be honest, this is still like one of my favorite Supersonic boss fights.
Oh, it's real good, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the music right now. Open Your Heart's still probably one of my favorite, if not actually my favorite Crush 40 song at this point. It's so good.
Now, the thing is with Perfect Chaos, and I always found it weird when I was a kid. Like, yeah, that's his health bar, yeah. And then that means like, oh well, that just means he's gonna go down in 3 hits. No, he has a phase 2.
Yeah, for some reason, they separate this fight into 2 phases, but phase 1 and 2 are the exact same. The only difference is in phase 2, Chaos is slightly more aggressive. That's it. The fastest way to destroy Chaos here is you can actually ride up his little tentacle arms there, and if you do that, it's a straight shot to the head.
Yeah.
But you need max speed to do it. To be fair, you need max speed in general to hit Chaos. You
don't
can
have
barely
enough.
hit him without max speed, but you have to be basically close to it. Now this is phase 2. It's phase 1 again, but a little darker. And again, he's more aggressive. Like now he's got a laser. Oh no. Still right up his tentacle.
Right up his tentacle.
Yeah, this is also a weird thing. This is the only 3D game that has a main theme play, and then they swap over to a completely different theme to finish the fight. Because all the other games either use the main theme from start to finish in the fight, or they'll use a different theme and then lead it up into the main theme for the game. Whether it be like standard main theme or like a reorchestrated one, or Sonic Heroes having a completely different theme for the final fight, not Sonic Heroes.
By the way, underrated song, by the way. That is probably one of my favorites of all time.
Which one? What I'm Made Of?
Yeah. Metallic Man is the song. Or Metal Overlord. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's What I'm Made Of. Crush 40. Real good. Yeah, that was a boss fight.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll
Not gonna lie, very underwhelming way to finish the game, but that's it.
Well, that stream's over, everybody.
Yeah, go home.
Got his last emblem.
You better be home right now.
Yeah, y'all better be home right now.
Sounds like I'm going home after this.
Where'd all the Chow come from?
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't the Chow Garden destroyed too in the flood?
The Chow looks so goofy in this cutscene.
Yeah,
I'm like,
these are the Chow from the cutscenes, and the Chow cutscene models are so low res in comparison.
yeah, compared to like, the Chow Garden.
Chaos has changed again.
Yeah,
This
it's
time for the better.
real strange. I don't know why they didn't just
Supersonic
use the same
must have
model, but I guess they couldn't get it to
neutralized
work
it, so
with
it's
the
nice again.
in-game stuff going on too.
These are the Chow you were
I don't
protecting.
understand that lining is saying Supersonic must have neutralized Chaos and made him tame. I was
Yeah,
like,
he neutralized him by
Okay.
punching him in the face a couple of times. That's how that
They
works,
stayed
right?
alive for
Yeah.
generations
Like,
and
I
now
don't understand that
they're
either, but
with humans.
here we are. And honestly, it doesn't mean much because after this cutscene, both the Call, Chow, and all these, like the Chaos and all these Chow, I should say, they
The fight
fade
is
away from
over,
existence again.
harmony's restored, and life
But the
goes
only other
on.
real appearance of these characters is the multiplayer mode in Sonic Adventure 2. No story, it's just they're there.
Thank you so much.
well, one thing that always, I didn't get the chance to really say it during the Chaos boss fight, but one thing that really, I like that they kept with that, the Generations boss fight of Curve of Chaos, is they kept the phase 2 in there,
Yeah.
but they made it totally different.
Well, yeah, because they pretty much had it play out the same way. They used a remix of both of the themes. For first part, it's Open Your Heart. Second part is like the pinch music. Although at least phase 2 in that game is actually different compared to this one.
Yay, we saved the city. The city's destroyed, Tails.
Eggman's like, well, I'm not cleaning this up. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
All's well that ends well, right?
Tails,
we're
look at
missing-
that car and tell me everything's fine. That's pretty much a good summary of everything here.
All's well that ends well.
Come on, man. The city's still destroyed. We'll just assume Station Square never gets rebuilt. That's the end of Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, that's why Station Square never returned.
Yeah, to be fair, they don't explain it between games because you're supposed to be playing in the same world in Sonic Adventure 2, just a different city this time, but They kind of explain it more in the anime, Sonic X. They show the city getting rebuilt. So it does actually get fixed, it's just the games never explain it. To be fair, this is a series with huge continuity problems, so it's nothing new.
But yeah, that was Sonic Adventure in a nutshell.
Yeah, I mean, we've now technically 100% this game, because after this is over, we'll get our final emblem. But we are still not done, because there's still one more thing that the game has for us to go ahead and just play through. Now that we've 100% the game, and this is for both Dreamcast and onwards, you don't need mission mode for this. So that means if you don't have GameCube version, or you didn't buy the DX DLC for the HD versions, you'll still get this if you have all the emblems. After you collect 130 emblems, we'll be unlocking a bonus character to play through, Metal Sonic. So that's our final thing left for true 100%.
Why him of all characters? He never even showed up in this freaking game?
Yeah, the most we ever got from him was in a capsule in Eggman Space. That's it. To be fair, it didn't have that many characters established at this time. Like, what else are you gonna do? Play as the Call? And that actually would have been interesting, but didn't have any kind of gameplay established yet. Didn't, I guess, think of that until SA2. But Metal Sonic's basically Sonic. I mean, it makes sense. He's a Sonic clone, after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's another thing. We're playing through all those levels again, this time with Metal Sonic. So, Metal Sonic shares all the same levels as Sonic. He has all the same 10 levels. So, it is literally a Sonic skin. The only difference is how you look. I will say, because nothing else to do with watching credits, this has been an interesting journey because I never truly 100% this game before. This is my first time. And it was a journey, to say the least.
You 100%ed Emblems, I'm sure.
No, I never did.
Oh, you never did 100%?
No, because I never did the Chow stuff.
Oh, okay.
The Chow stuff is tedious. That's one of the hardest parts about going through this, because you're just sitting there for hours raising a Chow. There's nothing different. That's why we kind of sped it up for this playthrough, just to get through it quicker. I've gotten close. I've gotten all, like, B and A emblems for certain characters. Not big. Big was definitely the first time, and huge regrets.
Yeah, never again. Big is a never again moment.
Pretty much. But this is also my first time playing through the whole game with Dreamcast graphics. I've played samples of the Dreamcast version, but I never actually played fully through that version, so I've never seen the differences. I'm so used to GameCube, because that's what I grew up on. But I gotta say, now after playing this game with Dreamcast stuff, I can see why a lot of fans say the Dreamcast graphics in so many areas are better, because they kind of are. There are certain models I prefer more, like, I kind of prefer Amy's model especially. Sonic's, it depends on the cutscene. Some cutscenes look better with Dreamcast, some better with GameCube. But most of the other stuff, yeah, I can pretty much just like, yeah, the Dreamcast stuff looks much better and more memorable. And that's what they based all, like, the extra stuff in for, like, Sonic Generations, for example. When they brought back Speed Highway, that was based on Dreamcast graphics.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is I'm gonna be honest with you. Besides, some weird quirks, like Big, for instance, I still think Big's kind of the biggest anomaly out of this all this.
Yeah.
But most of all, I think this game is really great, and I love it to death.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Sonic games, and it'll always be one of my.
There
favorites.
it is. Sorry to interrupt, but that's our last one. We 100% Sonic Blast.
Oh yeah, you got probably the worst 2D Sonic game ever.
Yeah, that's not a great one, but this is the absolute one. Metal Sonic is now unlocked. And we also got Tails Adventure, that's the thing.
Sega!
Yeah, no, this game is very memorable in so many ways to me. I can definitely see why the 3 gameplay styles that did come back for SA2 were the speed, treasure hunting, and mech stuff. Because they are probably the best parts about this game.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's play a bunch of speed levels with question mark the character again. Why they tell you who it is? Why couldn't they just give us a model? Come on.
Yeah.
Which stage do you want
Now
to
here's
play?
the thing. He has A, B, and C missions. Why? Why? You can't get any more emblems after this. I don't know why there are emblem slots for him. This makes zero sense to me, but here we go.
Maybe they're planning on. Maybe they were honestly planning on making emblems for him. But they just didn't do it.
Possibly. Oh, okay. That was a weird pushback. So yeah, this is Metal Sonic. He looked real weird in Dreamcast graphics because this is based off the Metal Sonic we seen in that one cutscene with Amy. That cutscene used in-game models, so they had to make an in-game model for Metal. And I guess they figured, you know what, we got this model, might as well make them an unlock. Like, what else are we gonna do with this thing? Yeah, this is literally a Sonic skin, because I have all the same moves as Sonic. I have both the Lightspeed attack and Lightspeed dash.
Are you going to try to 100% all of Metal's stuff?
It's 100% completion. So it counts.
Well, I didn't know if this counted towards that. I thought that, you know, doing everything like that would... Okay, yeah, I guess it would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the definition. That's why my definition is literally 100% completion, not all emblems, because that can mean a whole different thing.
I get you. I know we've had this conversation before on other streams too, that everybody's definition of what 100% is different, varies with person.
It also depends on the game too, because some games, they don't count certain things for 100%, so a lot of people kind of go what the game logic says there.
Is
the only difference between Metal and Standard is that Metal can't drown? I didn't know that, if that's true. I barely ever play as Metal Sonic in this game, so I wouldn't know if he can drown or not.
Quickly, Metal, can you drown? Lol, is you dead?
Yeah, so there, we just completed the C mission. I got absolutely nothing for it, so why? Why didn't they just take the A, B, and C's from Sonic and just apply them here? Because it's the exact same levels. It's just like, okay. I guess we're doing this now. So, I hope you like me speedrunning stage 3 times in a row, because that's what a lot of this is going to be.
I mean, he's got a cool shadow effect that happens after he hits his top speed.
Yeah, that's true. He does have a little bit of an after image. Although it's kind of weird, because like when he starts to run, he has Sonic's run, and then after a while, he will just float in the air, which is Metal's run.
Yeah.
Kind of a weird run cycle. They improved how Metal Sonic works in SA2, because he's a different character for that multiplayer mode. He's not just a Sonic skin again. Because you got Shadow for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, this is a cool reward for 100% in the game, but when you really think about it, it's just like, SA2's 100%, like, even though it's not like that great, it's still a little bit better than this one.
Well, it's more unique in comparison, because this game's reward is play all the same stages you already played, just with a different character. Meanwhile, in SA2, it's like, here's a brand new remake stage of the original Green Hill from Sonic 1. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to see Metal Sonic run on the ground, just throw his hands behind him like standard Sonic. Like, this just does not look right.
No, it doesn't.
Now, too bad you can't play, like, the bosses with Metal, because it's only stages in trial mode, so that means no boss fights.
Well.
It'd be kind of funny to watch Metal Sonic fight Eggman. It's like, alright, this is revenge for keeping me in that tube this whole game.
It's like, Metal, I thought you were on my side.
Select.
It's just like, I'm tired of being made to do everything Sonic does, but you're only obsessed with that freaking blue hedgehog.
Why won't you love me, Daddy?
Why won't
Put me
you
in this
love me,
tube.
Daddy?
You fix up one of the alpha bots. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in this tube. The hell? That is another thing. Why did Eggman build all those E-Series robots but never decide to try to fix up Metal Sonic? To be fair, we see what happens when he tries that. We get Sonic Heroes. That thing tries to lock Eggman up, throw away the key, and take over the world.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a good reason then.
No, he just wanted to be big.
Again, maybe he had a good reason.
Not like you said, maybe he wants to be big, like no one wants to be big. Have you seen his levels?
No.
That's the first time I've taken that path in a long time. Outside of mission mode, for that one thing we needed, ignore that the whole game.
We're doing the A mission right now, right? It's
Yeah.
What was the time on that?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay.
Gotta say, it definitely helps doing these missions while playing this with a GameCube controller, because my strategy to go fast in this game is mash B and X. So much easier to do that on GameCube than Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
Select.
Basically, I just play the controller like a piano at that point.
Which stage do you want?
That's one down. 9 more stages to go.
I didn't get a chance to tell you, Lester, the other day. I didn't get a chance to tell you. Remember when we were doing the Final Fantasy VII demo remake the other day for you on the stream?
Let's say when I stream my own thing, yeah.
Sorry, I meant to say that. God, my wording is horrible. Anyways, there was a difference between the 30-minute and 20-minute choice. If you chose the 20-minute option, you would have gotten the secret cutscene during the trailer.
Oh,
Real.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't realize that until I looked it up after I played the demo. So it's just, you know, I felt kind of stupid for choosing 30 because it literally takes you like 10 minutes to get to that point.
Yeah, well, I
anyways.
didn't realize the same thing either, because that timer doesn't activate until the end of that fight, which is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
it's also one of those things where, yeah, they kind of make it a secret thing, so I don't feel as bad for missing it, because that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
It's an
I
extra
didn't even
Easter
know
egg,
that.
so now I know that when I play the game for real, I'm going to choose the 20-minute option. Because I'm
Yeah.
believing that choice is still going to give you the same cutscene.
Oh no, it was a secret cutscene for the trailer. It wasn't
okay.
it wasn't like an actual cutscene that you missed.
I mean, I'm still going to probably
It's
choose
like-
20 anyways for the actual game, but if I want to see that, I can just look it up.
Yeah, I actually showed it. I showed it in the video I uploaded today. I didn't know that until after I completed the recording, so I went back and well, Amber helped me with that one, but
Yeah, because
she
you
got
both did the demo from what I've seen.
Yeah, and I just spliced in that thing at the end and said, "Hey, this is what it is." That during the trailer shot.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt bad about it, but that's okay.
I mean, again, nothing really tells you about that, so I wouldn't feel bad. It's a secret. I don't expect people to be able to find that so easily. It's probably, honestly, that's more there for veterans at that point, because veterans would know, well, this timer being 30 minutes is a joke. Why would I ever do this? Let me select 20. So probably a lot of people who played a lot of the original Final Fantasy VII would probably figure that out, because they'll find it by accident.
Yeah. Windy Valley is Metal Sonic. I think I just gave up after I got this.
Well, there's nothing to it. Literally, the only reason why you actually do this is in the HD versions, this is an achievement. Playing through all the stages of Metal is an achievement for some reason.
Oh, then yeah, I probably would have.
Speaking of which, I never saw the pop-up for beating the game as Super, so I'm thinking my achievement system for this game is busted, which I'm not surprised. I heard achievements for PC Sonic Adventure sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. What is with this camera?
Point taken?
Oh, my overlay doesn't work. That's weird. Oh, I might have turned the overlay off, so maybe I did get the achievements without knowing it. I can actually check on my phone in a second. So I can look at my overall achievement list on Steam.
I need to practice this game too. Whee! Thank you for Death Plane not being down all the way down like that.
I mean, I have more enough rings. What'd I get? Alright, that would have been footballed if I needed more points. It's always good to see, because that's pretty much your Hail Mary.
Select a...
I could probably check by looking at my activity. That'd be easier. No, not... Let's put this. Oh yeah, I see 2 achievements just unlocked on here, so I got it. I'm just going to be missing the mission mode one, because after last week's stream, I checked my achievement list, and for some reason, I didn't get the one for mission mode, which... Thanks, game. Bugged out.
That kind of sucks, because it's just like, yeah, we just did it.
That's a 4-hour adventure.
That's
so
a
I don't want to do that
4-hour
again.
stream.
To be fair, I would probably look into a save editor for this game, because this may have a save editor tool out there like SA2 on PC does, and if it does... I can make a save file that pretty much has all but one mission done, and then just do it again. And then have, like, the easiest mission just to get it, like Mission 1.
Jump on panel number 1.
Because that's the nice thing about a lot of these games. On PC, people make a lot of different modding tools, and sometimes a save editor is one of them. And those are a huge deal if you just need certain areas that have a certain save setup. I actually did that for some stuff in SA2. To watch like the one cutscene I never knew existed until years ago, where if you do Team Dark story first, you get the Hero Side story trailer, which is pretty much saying Sonic dies or locks away forever. It's a very weird trailer. Like goodbye Sonic forever. Yeah, about that forever part.
No, they just didn't know he went to Smash.
Yeah, they're like behind by like 8 years.
Yeah.
They were hoping those Melee rumors were true, then they found out it was an April Fool's joke.
Speaking of Brawl, I guess they have a Brawl tourney going on in Smash this weekend? Like the tourney mode thing?
Oh, I guess like a mode that's specifically with Brawl characters.
Yeah.
Oh, I tried. I want to see if I can make that. You kind of can, but it's really tight and the camera doesn't work with you. This mode doesn't matter if I reset, so that's fine.
Reset, count as death.
Yeah, I think I know what I'm wanting to do here. I'm trying to think of how I'm playing the rest of this mode with Metal. I think after we do our 5th stage, we're going to swap over to GameCube graphics to finish them off. Because I want to show off the difference between his look. I'm like, why not? We have no other opportunity.
Yeah.
Half for Dreamcast, half for GameCube. Because he just looked weird to me in Dreamcast. That giant head is what throws me off.
Yeah. He wasn't in the Dreamcast version, was he?
Yeah, he was. Again, in Dreamcast and onwards, if you had 130 emblems, you unlock Metal.
But I thought that...
Select.
I thought this was a DX
No,
thing.
This was the thing in Dreamcast. That's why you can get this still if you don't buy the DX upgrade for PC and PS3 and all that.
Okay.
Because remember, this game, they sell it on HD version. At least they used to. I think it may have changed it now. They used to sell it as like a standalone, and then DX was an upgrade. So Metal Sonic you would still need to get, and it's part of the Dreamcast stuff. Because the only thing DX really adds is mission mode, which doesn't do anything but give you one achievement on HD. So what's the point? Like the DLC was not much value, hence why they just bundled it in with games later.
Okay.
Speaking of which, this week... Okay, that's not what I wanted. This week I noticed that they just pretty much sold all the Dreamcast bundle games at nights, because for some reason it's always with the Dreamcast bundle for like...
But not part of the Dreamcast.
$4 or $5, something like that on Steam. Which is dirt cheap. Use the opportunity just to pick up the remainder of Dreamcast games I didn't have, like Space Channel 5 Part 2. Because I think that was the only one I was really missing. And then Sega Bass Pro Fishing, because I guess now I have that for some reason.
That was actually a very underrated game, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I heard a lot of people say that. It's a really good rhythm-based game.
Although
I always find it weird. They always ported Part 2 and never ported Part 1.
No, they didn't. It's just... One thing that really bothers me with Sega is like, they're like, oh, we got the Dreamcast collection. I said, it's fucking 3 games.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Make more.
Yeah,
like,
they never really did. And the weirdest thing is that HD collection thing, they released it for like PS3 and 360 in bundles and physical for all the games up to a certain point because they didn't add SA2, and that's a Dreamcast game.
Yeah.
So there's some they just omitted.
Maybe they're trying to forget they exist.
Like,
but they put Knights in it, and that's a Saturn game. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Oh yes, my favorite Dreamcast game, the one on the Saturn.
Well, you know what? We have to remember the Saturn because the Saturn didn't exist. So.
Well, yeah, everyone else forgets about it because it only lasts like a year or two. Which is a shame because the Saturn is a good system with a lot of really good games. Just most of them are out in Japan only. We barely got anything in the States.
Radiant Silver Gun.
Yeah, which to be fair, don't buy that on the Saturn. Buy it on 360 because you're going to save yourself a couple $100.
Shake to ever living.
This is definitely the most painful one. Out of all the missions we have to do 3 times again, this one's going to be the most painful because it's going to take like 5 minutes per playthrough.
Yeah.
There's no easy way to speed this up. I think there may be a clip that works on PC that can get me here. I just don't know what it is. So I'm not going to try.
Which stage do you want to play?
Hey, Jimmy boy, how you doing? I'm not sure what that comment means. Please don't you chat to tell me about tech issues. That's not what it is.
I don't know. Like there's a lot of like Dreamcast games that Sega could just port over. Like my first one that comes to mind that I know that they don't ever port, and I wish they would, is Choo Choo Rocket.
Yeah.
I love that game to death. It's a really good game and an underrated game by that standpoint. There's Power Stone.
Yeah, well, they did port that once, and that was PSP, which was kind of complicated for that reason because it was known for multiplayer. So they ported it to a system where the only way you can play multiplayer is to link it up with other PSPs. So no one ever played it multiplayer because they couldn't.
Trying to get my freaking rings so I can build this. But yeah, like I can think of Power Stone as one. What's another good Dreamcast game besides SA2, obviously?
Yeah. Well, they reported it, so yeah, that also fails the argument.
I mean, the original Soul Calibur was on it's on an M360. I don't see why they wouldn't port that.
I mean, well, if it's on 360, they already did then.
Well, I mean, be part of that collection.
Yeah. I don't know.
Best version of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is on Dreamcast.
Yeah. Well, that one's probably just hard because of licensing.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi is on Dreamcast, yeah.
Yeah, that was originally a Dreamcast game. That's why that's actually part of the Dreamcast collection. Because it was a Dreamcast game, they did do an HD port of it later, and then they put it in their little compilation.
Virtua Tennis is a good game on Dreamcast.
Yeah, it's another good one.
Probably one of the better tennis games. That's not like Mario related or something.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of tried a sequel of that later because they did that Sega tennis game on modern systems, but no one liked it. It was always in a bargain bin.
Yeah. Wasn't Samba de Amigo on Dreamcast?
Yeah, but they ported out the Wii. So if you're playing that nowadays, you're playing the Wii version because you don't have to track down weird peripheral controllers. You can just play with Wii modes.
Ready
might
to
as well
Rumble
try to show off
boxing.
some of this table because every time we're here, we never do anything.
Ready to Rumble Boxing is a good game too. I don't know if you ever played that.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Seaman. I know that's a weird game, but
Well, the weird thing about that one is that it never did get any other traction outside of Japan. Because they actually did do like an enhanced port for the PS2 back in the day. And then they made a Seaman 2. All this Japan only.
Oh yeah, Virtual Fighters and that one. Yeah. Seaman.
So why did the Dreamcast die?
Because PS2 killed it.
Yeah.
Like that's like the best way I can describe that scenario. It
Yeah,
wasn't
because
Sega.
Dreamcast only had a year, and then PS2 just ate its lunch.
Well, what happened was Sega really botched the Saturn launch, and it kind of hurt, like really did like a lot of damage to them.
Yeah.
Financially, and after they released the Dreamcast, which was a really good system compared to the Saturn. I mean, granted, the Saturn isn't bad, but it's just the Dreamcast was a lot better for people.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that, but also they gave people a notice when they released the Dreamcast compared to the Saturn, where stores didn't even know it existed until it showed up at the doorstep.
Yeah. I mean, granted, like the Dreamcast launch was a legendary event. That's how important to gaming history it was.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal.
$99.99.
Yeah, that's why one of the things of DLC for Sonic Adventure back in the day on Dreamcast was to celebrate the launch of the Dreamcast. And it's all $99.99 based.
Yeah. But
For a second there, I thought you said $900.99. I was like, what?
If they did that, they would have been out of business before Dreamcast even launched.
Yeah.
It's like, what's in this?
They would have pulled a Sony on that one and like $599 US, please.
I mean, yeah,
No games,
you're
by the
right.
way.
PS2. Yeah, you're right, Kira. The PS2 was a lot better. It was. It's just PS2 and the GameCube. PS2 and GameCube were a lot stronger. Yeah, the Dreamcast was the first
PS2 was
launch.
better when it came to like the games you can put on it because it took DVDs, and that allowed devs to put more data on it. But in terms of raw power, it wasn't that much better than Dreamcast at all. In fact, the PS2 is the worst system out of the three from that console generation. PS2 compared to the original GameCube and Xbox were both of them were much more powerful. PS2 was just weak in comparison. That's why so many third-party ports usually play better on the other hardware.
I can't believe I forgot all about that because the Dreamcast kind of modernized online gaming too.
Yeah, because it had a 56K
had a
modem built in, which allowed for online gaming. Because Phantasy Star Online released for this system.
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online was a big game for the Dreamcast.
Yeah. Not just that, but it also was the first system really to push for 480p, not IP. And it's a big deal because now we don't use any interlace stuff. So Dreamcast was ahead of its time, and it's like one of the 2 game consoles that ever used a VGA cable.
Yeah.
Which basically made it a computer. You were able to run like a version of Windows CE, I believe, on it because of that reason.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason why the PS2 sold well is because it had a DVD in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
was
only
selling
reason
because
why.
that was a new thing back then. It was the cheapest DVD player, so people just bought it even though they weren't going to use it for
I
gaming.
won't say that's the only reason. The PS2 had a really killer lineup too, but like that. If you ask anybody, like, why did the PS2 sell 150 million consoles? Mostly the reason was because DVDs were really big back then, and it was like the only way you can get a cheap DVD player.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who aren't gamers bought a PS2 just so they could watch DVDs.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same reason why even though the PS3 was super expensive back in the day, it did sell pretty okay. It didn't sell amazing like PS2, but it sold okay enough for them to continue the strategy for a little while because it was a Blu-ray player in a time when no one had one. So that also helped it. Also, Metal Sonic can take a shower, and I'm not sure how this works because wouldn't this just short-circuit him?
Yeah. You think?
Hey, at least he's clean, okay?
Yeah. Hey, Borgumi, how you doing? Can you clarify what that question means? I don't know if you mean which game I prefer or what one I'm playing, because it's kind of obvious what Sonic Adventure I'm playing. It's in the title.
Yeah, it was a major contributing factor, but like, yeah, I don't know. I like the Dreamcast. I think it's a really underrated console, and it's one of my favorites.
Okay, you just meant which one I like more. Okay, I understand. It's SA2 for me, personally. But I have more memories, and that was my first Sonic game.
Select.
Alright, 2 more, and then we'll be swapping over to GameCube graphics to finish up Metal. And then we'll be halfway there.
Which stage do you want to play? Even if you're frozen,
Oh, like, oh wait, now we're talking about the advanced? Sorry, now I'm real confused.
Adventure, like, he likes Adventure 2 more than Adventure 1.
We're talking about advanced games, the same kind of thing goes. I do prefer advanced too, but I also played that one first, and I just like it more. Also, my copy of Sonic Advance is bootleg, which I didn't know back in the day. Thanks, eBay.
I like Advance 1, but I like Advance 2 better because I don't know, it's a lot more faster gameplay than the other ones.
Yeah, well, it has that whole like boosting mechanic at that point, where if you go fast enough, you get the after image, which is more speed.
Yeah.
So it was a faster-paced game for that reason.
I will tell you though.
Also, this cutscene is so stupid with Metal. It just looks at the snow like, yep, that's an avalanche. No reaction.
That's some snow right there. But Advance 2 is really good. My only complaint is I really don't like the special stages in that one. Compared to the
special stages in terms of the Sonic games as a whole, Advance 2 probably has some of the worst special stages I actually get access to. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
Even
so
even Advance 3, while still not much better because it's still a lot of the same crap. I feel like it's easier to get in those special stages compared to SA2.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird to abbreviate them. I just realized Metal is technically bigger than this board. His feet are overhanging on both sides. I know, you can just run down the slope.
Adventure 3? You mean Sonic 06?
Yeah, right.
I'm
We're
sorry.
Sonic Unleashed, we're going with the World Adventure title.
Sonic 06 is always going to be Adventure 3 to me.
I mean, it's basically the same kind of gameplay style, so yeah.
If that's the case, yeah, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's some good qualities to it, but overall, it's just unfinished, buggy, nasty. Heroes is Adventure 3. Okay, yeah, that's the case. If that's the case, then yeah, Heroes is great.
Yeah. I mean, that one, I don't agree with it personally saying it's Adventure 3, but it's also because of story stuff. It's more in line with classic games. That's why it's its own separate thing to me. I can see why some people think of it kind of as Adventure 3, because it kind of continues the story where Adventure 2 left off.
Yeah. But Heroes is great.
Yeah, I love Heroes.
I
It's
need to
still, in my
actually sit
opinion,
down
one of
and play
the most underrated games in the series.
Select.
I still find it weird they technically call Heroes in Generations part of the Dreamcast era, because it's a Dreamcast game. But they're trying to, I guess, use, like you're saying there, boy, it's just basically a story-based thing that they're trying to go with Dreamcast era-based stuff. It's crazy.
I got a weird comment on my video about Sonic Generations the other day I don't know, my 3DS playthrough of Sonic Generations is getting a lot of traffic. But one thing in particular, a comment I got the other day, I'm just like, okay. But the guy was upset that I was asking the same question you were saying, Lester, about how I don't know why Heroes is part of the Dreamcast era when it wasn't a Dreamcast game, and all this other stuff. And he was flat out accusing me of saying I was offending him. Because it's his favorite game.
You offend me because you are wrong. Yeah, that's how that works, right?
I was like, okay, why? It's like, I'm not even like insulting the game. I like Heroes. I really do like Heroes.
Yeah, you're confused about a certain thing because you don't know why it's considered Dreamcast.
It's labeled as Dreamcast era. That's all I was saying. I don't understand why it is.
Was the same guy that said the game played multiplayer on the 3DS version too?
No, it was a different
Even
guy.
though you were playing multiplayer on the 3DS.
Oh yeah,
version?
no, I remember you still told me a comment a couple weeks ago where you got one just saying this is fake. I'm like, all right, guess I'm fake.
Comment.
Get your back.
Honestly, I've been getting a lot. Like I said, my Generations playthrough on 3DS is getting a lot of traffic, but I feel like it's getting the wrong kind of traffic too, because I've been getting a lot of stupid comments.
Yeah.
Really dumb comments.
I know how that
on
goes.
my videos.
I have a couple days that sometimes get weird comments. I just kind of shake my head at.
Like saying that I offended him because Heroes is his favorite game. That I'm upset. Like, I'm not upset. I'm just saying, well, I don't understand why. Especially the 3DS version, the boss of the Dreamcast era, or I'm sorry, the boss of the modern era is a Heroes boss.
Yeah, that's still the weirder thing to me, because I get if you're gonna try to justify the Dreamcast Heroes thing, like you gotta justify it for story stuff. It's like, all right, we'll go with that. But why did you put the Heroes boss at the end of the modern area? Okay, sure.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Ran out of ideas.
Why is Egg Emperor a modern era boss when you have established that Heroes is part of the Dreamcast era, which I still am confused by. But now you're saying it's modern. Okay. You make up your mind.
That's the weirder one. I think it's more or less because Sega didn't know what other boss to put at the end of that section of 3DS. I'm like,
I mean, I could have told you plenty of bosses you could have used. You could have used the Nega Wisp from Colors.
Could have used
the final boss
Rush,
of Colors. You could have used that. You could have used a Rush boss. Yeah, you could have used a lot of other things. If you're going on for especially since you added a Rush stage in the Generations, the 3DS version. Sorry. Why not take advantage, full opportunity for that?
Yeah.
I mean, granted,
it's just weird.
I'm not upset that they chose Egg Emperor. In fact, I really like the Egg Emperor. They chose that as a boss because that was a good boss in Heroes. But
yeah, honestly, it's a better fight in Generations 3DS because if you know what you're doing in Heroes, you could beat that boss in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No joke.
I mean, I'm not complaining. It was just weird categorization that I'm just questioning why it was like that. And yet I offended somebody watching the video because I asked that question.
I mean, that's just the internet in general. You apparently offend people by just saying the word hi. The internet's a weird place.
I just thought it was weird. It's like, you're insulting my favorite game. I'm like, I'm not insulting your favorite game.
I would be confused and maybe aggravated the person, not insulted, because that's not the same thing. You can be annoyed with someone getting a fact wrong, but not insulted, because that's not really gonna affect you, is it? No? Okay, why you insult? It's always weird. I still agree with that one comment, though. It was fake. We faked it. That was all pre-recorded. Every input to the 3DS is pre-recorded. That wasn't even a 3DS. That was just a toaster. Pre-recorded.
SonicGhost isn't real. He's just a robot.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm playing one right now. Playing my true self.
I mean, yeah, the 3D. I like how Sonic fought the Bio-Lizard in the 3DS version, because if Dreamcast did like the best bosses from the Dreamcast era, in my opinion, were Perfect Chaos and Bio-Lizard.
Yeah.
That was it.
And they chose both of those, so...
Yeah, and they chose both of them. So I was like, okay, I'm perfectly fine with this.
Yeah. Our previous shots are written up for sexual harassment and said good morning to an employee. What the hell? Okay, that's a new one. That is stupid.
Oh my gosh.
I told you people take offense to anything nowadays, which apparently means a simple greeting, and I don't understand why. People make no sense nowadays.
Don't drink the water. Apparently it's...
Which stage do you want to play?
Dumb runs in the water, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, they still missed a chance to use the Game Gear Advance games in those. Yeah, like they could have used Game Gear games for the classic era.
Yeah.
And now they decided to still use the Genesis games.
Yeah, because the weird thing about 3DS generations is that they use the classic era, Dreamcast era, so they're still going with console-based stuff, and then instead of the modern era from the console version, they go with handheld era in a way, with both a Rush stage and a Color DS stage. Because Tropical Resort is not based on the Wii version, it's based off DS.
Based
so
off
they
the
did
DS.
do handheld, but they chose like 2 games. It felt like a missed opportunity. To be fair, Sonic Generations as a whole, it's a fantastic game, but it just screams missed opportunity, the game, because they had a perfect opportunity to kind of build onto it with DLC, but they just released Casino Night as an extra DLC pack. That guy just drove off the cliff. Feel bad for him. They just released 1 pack of DLC, which was a pre-order bonus for the longest time, and then that's it.
Yeah.
They had some space to put in some extra stages if they wanted. It's just, it felt empty, but they didn't take opportunity. Just kind of left it as it was. And don't get me wrong, both versions are really good games, but I definitely do feel like there's missing opportunities with both versions in a way, especially with the console version. Like, it was a good anniversary game, but it does have some signs of being rushed.
So you've always had trouble making Sonic games last longer because how fast you can go. I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, Unleashed is perfect length of a Sonic game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really a long game for what it was, and you know, I see Let's Plays of that game go on like 30 plus parts.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like a meaty adventure, like what, 8 to 10 hours, something like that. If you just do the bare minimum.
Well, not only that, you got freaking Warhog stages, which take forever. So.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, it's 8 to 10 hours in bare minimum because of Warhog. Like, if you're going after the extra stuff, like all medals, playing the extra stages, it can be a pretty long adventure in general. Like, probably close to 20. Okay, I jumped through the car. That's a first.
I mean, Colors was a kind of a... I mean, I don't know. Colors was kind of a shorter game, but...
Well, that was the first time Sega decided to do something a little bit different with the Hedgehog, and They just based it on one gameplay mechanic they knew worked because people liked the daytime stages in Unleashed, but they didn't do anything extra with it. That's why it was so short, because they didn't try to add in something new. They just had the one thing that worked, which was a good idea. Because even though it was short, the game was loved. People bought it up like crazy back in the day. Yeah, Unleashed does have some padding with the medals. Doesn't matter what version you play. In fact, it's probably better if you're playing the standard F version, because HD makes you go out of your way for medals and stages, while you just have to play good, and you unlock them at the end of a stage in the Wii and PS2 versions. So in a way, medal grinding is way easier on the SD version.
Yeah.
Unleashed. But they do kind of pad things out a little bit more Werehog stages. They're shorter, but since they break them up, I think it's longer in general because you're having to wait for more loading times.
Idea for levels and generations is Green Hill Chemical Plant, Ice Cap, Mushroom Hill, Skyscraper, Flame, Pro Speed, Highway, Cityscape, Green Forest, Ocean Palace, Casino, Crazy City, Virtual Run, and
crap.
Chinese level. Dragon Road. Dragon Road, that's what the name of the level
Dragon
is.
Road is the one from Unleashed.
Eggman Land. I felt like, Eggman Land, with how infamous that level was, probably should have been in Generations.
Yeah. To be fair, there is a mod for that on PC, and I'm glad it isn't, because after playing that version, I'm like, still too long. Even if they adapt the way for the Werehog levels to be played fine with just Sonic, it's not great. It's really bad. Standard daytime level Sonic is not designed to go through Werehog sections, and it's obvious.
Kira, I think he meant the Sonic 3 Ice Cap.
Yeah, clarifies in chat anyways. It's usually when people think of Ice Cap, it's usually from Sonic 3 and Knuckles first. Yeah. So I'm not surprised.
I mean,
when I hear Ice Cap, that's what I think of.
Ice Cap's in this game too, but not a lot of people remember this one.
I mean, this one is just your standard ice stage. The most memorable part about it is the snowboarding section, which was like the one-off from the Genesis game. Like, you're on that snowboard for like, what, 20 seconds at the most?
Oh, you were teasing. Okay, I'm sorry, Kira.
What I get stopped on? See, this kind of gameplay right here is why I didn't mind coins being back in Mario Kart. I was doing that back in the early 2000s. Sonic Adventure.
Got my top speed.
That and Super Circuit. Yeah. I swear, I'm like one of the only people out there who's like, Super Circuit is not a terrible game. It's really good.
I like Super Circuit. It was my first Mario Kart game.
It was my first portable one. It was my third.
Yeah.
Because technically my first was the original, but I rented the original. Never owned it until like Virtual Console and such.
I mean, I wanted the 64 for the longest time, but I think I mentioned this story before. I didn't have a lot of N64 games as a kid, even though I had an N64. My parents just... my parents kind of spoiled me when I was a kid, but it didn't really help me out in a way because I never went and got games for them, because I guess my parents just didn't understand that video game consoles need games or something. Well, then again, I was more my Game Boy kind of kid growing up.
Well, yeah, so that doesn't help on that argument, because then whatever you asked for would be on a portable system instead.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue. Like, I had an N64 and a PS1 growing up, but I only had like a handful of games for each one. PS1 in particular only had 2, and that was Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bash. That was it. I borrowed Crash 2 from a kid at Babysitters when I was younger.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, Emeralds is from, the GBA fighter game, Sonic Battle. Like, he was only in that game. Alright, let me make sure before I swap things around, but I think that's all the stuff for now up to the halfway mark.
Which stage do you want to play?
Yeah, that's all from now, so this gives me a chance. From Speed Highway up to Final Egg, we're going to be swapping over to GameCube graphics, just to see the difference, for mainly Metal. Why not? We barely touched on GameCube.
Yeah.
Gotta find my mod file here and swap it over. I already have a preset made, so I just gotta paste it over and reset the game. Alright, gonna go black for a minute. The game will be back momentarily.
Swap our graphics.
Sonic Team!
Select your file.
Select.
There, now the question mark looks way worse. Now lost a lot of its shine, just became dull. That kind of what happens after a while. It just kind of loses a lot of its characteristic. It kind of ages in the sun. Yeah, so here's Metal now. Looks a lot better in GameCube. Because he actually looks like Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of based more on, like, Metal Sonic, I feel, from Heroes. Or at least some of it. Like, this is kind of like Metal Sonic after you beat Heroes. Actually, no. Now thinking about it, I take that back. This is more based on the Metal Sonic from Adventure 2's multiplayer mode.
You should also redo the last story with green GameCube graphics.
Yeah.
To show the difference from Super.
All right, let's go back.
Well, you're dead.
Okay, why did it just sound like a car dying when I fell off the edge? Sounded like my engine failed to start. Okay, I cannot line this up. You keep on spazzing on the corner there, Metal. I don't like this angle, so I'm going to land on the edge at the most. Yeah, I have to get around the new fence they put on GameCube. Oh no, whatever shall I do about an extra layer? Jump around it, that's what. That low prevention you guys did still doesn't do anything. Yeah, I do wish he's playable in story, because it would have been fun to take Metal around like the adventure field as well. It's a weird bonus at the end of it, because it's like, oh, cool, you can play as another character now in Sonic Adventure, but this character plays all the same levels I've already played through. Has nothing different, and it's literally just a character skin. So it does kind of feel a little underwhelming as a reward. That's why, like, Adventure 2's reward's better. I think even, like, Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog rewards are better, too. Because in Heroes, you do unlock another playthrough of the game. But at least that other playthrough is different. And then Shadow the Hedgehog is vastly different as well. This is just the same game again, just with Metal. My favorite boss? Probably my favorite boss of all time is the final boss in Ocarina of Time, just because of how memorable it is to me. I just like the tension with that boss. It's really good.
You mean favorite boss in Sonic games?
Well, each saying like, final boss ever, so I'm assuming like just any game.
Yeah.
Because in a Sonic game, I'm not really sure.
I don't know what my favorite final boss is. Oh, I did mention, yeah. If I had to pick like favorite final boss, Twilight Princess's Ganondorf.
Oh yeah, that's another really good one.
That's probably my favorite final boss in video games.
Which last story in the Sonic game I like the most? That one's actually a little bit harder because each one's very different. Probably Adventure 2's because it probably has some of the most content. Because the one in this game is probably the worst because there's really nothing to it besides one fight. Heroes, again, is pretty much one fight, but it's a drawn-out fight, so there's more to it. It's fun, but I still think probably of all of them, Adventure 2 is probably my favorite for a last story. Okay, I don't like how the camera just whips around the edge. I cannot see when I land. What's with this camera right now? Oh yeah, the Metal Overlord's still really fun in Heroes.
I do too. I like that one.
Like, it's still a really good fight.
Getting to him's kind of a pain in the rear end, but...
yeah, since you need all Chaos Emeralds, and if you don't know any better like I did growing up, I thought you had to get all the Emeralds with all the teams. So, That's a lot. That's 28 special stages.
Yeah.
I thought that for the longest time. It wasn't until a few years back when I revisited the game after all these years. Like, oh, I'm an idiot. You only need to do this once. Wish I knew that as a, like, 10-year-old. That's why I'm pretty good at special stages nowadays, because I had to play them a lot growing up.
Speedway Highway is one of your favorite levels in this game. I mean,
It's real good.
I like it too. I don't know what my favorite level is in this game. I just like the gameplay of the game myself.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I agree with you, Spyro. Like, Speed Highway is still one of the best because of, like, the biggest thing is they brought this back for generations because of how beloved it was. People really like it. So it's very well known that this is one of the more popular ones in the series. I don't like this angle. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Kira. I do wish that we'd seen some kind of representation from Frog Forest as well. That would have been nice, because that's probably one of the better stages from Heroes. And a very unique one at that. I can't remember. Did Heroes get a stage in Generations 3DS? I don't think it did. Did it? They don't have the boss fight, but I think that's all it got.
Because I think it was Emerald Coast, Radical Highway, and I think that's it. I think the only representation Heroes got was a boss. That was it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go double check. It's been a while since I played the 3DS version.
Yeah, because I know they had 3 stages from Classic Era, but I think the other ones, they started to back it down with 2. So I know the final era was just like 2 levels, and then you had a boss, and then the final boss. It was weird. Yeah, it does. Also, yeah, there's that too, Kira. It did have the special stage from Heroes, but special stage played miles better because it was possible to control your character. I love Heroes, but I also will agree that the special stages are very slippery and are very hard to play, especially as a newcomer. Yeah, Time Meter on 3DS is much better than this console version. It feels more like a proper boss in 3DS. In the console version of Generations, Time Meter is so scripted. If you know exactly how to go about that fight, it's very short, very easy, and he just kind of defeats himself. It's that scripted.
Oh yeah, Big Arm was the boss on the 3DS version.
Yeah, that was at the end, that Classic Era. And then after that, they gave Classic Sonic a homing attack for the rest of the game, which was a hidden skill you had to unlock in the console version.
Oh, that's right. They based it... Okay, yeah, I remember now, because each stage had a Chaos Emerald down the end of it. So
yes, that's why there was an oddball number.
There was only 7 stages, so...
Yeah. There we go, finally got all that fence. Trying to go for that the whole time, because I got it last time I played this game. Why not this time? Yeah, Big Arms was a really cool boss, but the music was longer than the boss fight. So if you want to hear the full theme for Big Arms, you had to listen to it outside of the game. Kind of sucks. Because that was a good remix of the Big Arms fight.
Yeah, it was.
Probably one of the best remixes in Generations 3DS. It's just, you never really heard it. That happens a lot in games where they make a theme longer than the actual section you play in, so you never hear the full theme. Yeah, Sonic 3 representation is just Big Arms, because the stage they choose is technically a Sonic and Knuckles stage.
Yeah.
For the classic era, so some people could consider from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because I think of them 2 games, so got 2 representations. Others will just think each game got 1 rep. 1 stage and 1 fight. I'm kind of in that boat, because yeah, I separate the games.
So what's
Because I did sell them as separate projects. Forgetting about the entirety of Forces, most levels can be beaten before you finish a single loop of the music. Oh yeah, that's right. See, I haven't played Forces since it came out, so I forgot about how the music was in that game. Also because I didn't like the music much in Forces. Very forgettable. A lot of the music in that game is kind of bad to me. Just sad, because Sonic games are usually known for great soundtracks, and that was one of the weaker ones in the whole series, in my opinion.
I was really kind of getting excited for Forces after playing Mania, because I was like realizing that those 2 games are essentially connected to each other, and I was so excited to play Forces because I really like Mania. I was like, game's been really great. It was just very, very painfully mediocre. That's
and the game did
really
not do great, so they retconned it already, where Mania Plus had the story continue from after Mania, making that Sonic basically never go to Forces. So now there's 2 continuities to it. You either believe the one from Forces or the one from Mania Plus. The one from Mania Plus I think is canon.
I mean, they can always just say that it just went to a different parallel universe.
I mean, they could just pull Silver and just not give a crap. Just bring him back anyways, because, hey, he's here. Because they retconned Silver as well, and they gave it a weird reason. Like, he went from time travel with that hated Sonic trying to save his world to, I guess I'll live here now. Also, Blaze was a huge retcon too, because she was also one of those like, oh yeah, in the future kind of thing. That different dimension. Like, which one is it? They had to retcon her out of the SonicGhost 6 canon, so back to the Rush canon.
Yeah, tried to retcon Generations essentially with that whole, oh, here, Sonic from a different dimension. You're not the same one.
Yeah. Anytime you look at a Sonic plot, it's confusing because they don't know what to work with.
No,
They've done so many things.
Select.
I still laugh out all the things. One of the funniest things they tried to do for years is trying to make Shadow an android, not knowing who he really was. And then they make you wait 3 minutes in the final fight in Shadow's own game to tell you, yeah, that was the real one all along. Why? Could have had that in a separate cutscene in last story. That would have been fine.
Yeah, that was always weird to me.
I didn't know about that cutscene until YouTube was a thing, because I found out watching a YouTube video about that. It's so dumb.
Going through Red Mountain. I like this stage. It's just, I like a lot of the stages in this game. It's just, except Skydeck. Skydeck can go.
Yeah, that's probably one of the weaker stages in this whole game. Not great. My least favorite part about that stage is sometimes I hit detection with it. Sometimes things just feel off and then you'll die because of the stage, not because of your own playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind that stage as much with Tails. Just as Sonic, it's kind of bad. And then Knuckles is just a weird boat in general, because it's the gimmick.
Yeah.
It can be a really good stage or a really bad stage. It really just depends on your luck. Well, this whole time during this 100% playthrough, our luck has been pretty good in Skydeck, so it hasn't been much of a problem.
Yeah. Well, not so much for Big, but...
Yeah, well, Big doesn't go there.
Yeah.
Imagine Big in Skydeck. Ugh.
So, what stage do you want to play?
That's pure cancer. He won't survive. I always forget there's a section of level down there, because you just hold up and you're guaranteed to hit that spring.
I think if I ever record this game, this part right here will be just essentially just a bonus episode.
That's what I did in my playthrough years ago. I showcased Metal Sonic. I didn't do a full playthrough, but this is 100% completion. You must do it.
You must do it.
Here's the big thing, guys. We're still not done. Because we'll be done with 100%. We'll actually have this whole game beaten, but there's one more thing I want to showcase. It's a beta piece. It was something I was originally going to show like years ago when I did a extra bonus part for an anniversary. But I scrapped it because the video already was half an hour with DLC, so that would have been like an hour-long video, and I didn't have a good chance to do it again. So we're actually going to take a look at some beta content after this, which won't be too bad. It's only one stage.
Yeah.
I won't say much else, because yeah, I think chat's kind of figuring out what it is. One of the more popular beta levels to re-add into any Sonic game, because it's in like 3 Sonic game mods. This, Generations, and Lost World. Alright, we're getting there. 3 more stages with Metal, and then he's done.
It's so silly to see Metal Sonic give a thumbs up like that.
Yeah, I know. Look at me, evildoer, and want to kill everyone in the world, but I'll give you a nice
I'm
thumbs up.
saving
Happy.
So, what stage
Like, what is this? This is very out of character.
Man, I love how this game has a lot of shortcuts with the...
Okay, I just clipped through that bridge.
Yeah, I saw that. That was kind of weird.
Oh, bull. That's bull crap. Come on. Lots of Dreamcast games. Collision may be optional.
But what I was saying is, I like that the spin dash can make you skip like half the stage.
Oh yeah, like the spin dash is super abusable both Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? The rocket
Oh my
murdered
god.
me. He didn't let go. He just hung on for dear life. Oh good, the bridge actually exists this time. I'm gonna wait here a second. Yeah, that's better.
Strong winds will blow you off course.
When the ship increases speed, hang on to something.
Can't I jump? Okay. Come on.
Sonic, don't pull a Metroid, and why can't you crawl?
There we go. Jeez. It's just like the weird altitude issue this stage has because it tries to throw you off by moving around the stage, and that sometimes hinders your jump. It's kind of weird. Can I come on this way? Oh, wait a second. Okay, that cannon did not get destroyed, just popped out of existence. Okay, maybe one day I'll actually land on the capsule before they flip the stage. Oh, crap. I may be foobarred. Yep, there I go. For some reason, this is a visible wall, though, so I don't immediately die.
Oh my god. Don't you just love the changing altitudes of freaking playing level?
To be fair, I am breaking it, so no one to blame on that one but me.
Ah.
I've never landed on that capsule once with the gravity change.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. It's really hard to do. Like, you have to be super fast and super precise to make that jump.
So, what stage do you want to play?
I do like now whenever you play as Metal Sonic, you do get a bonus voice clip in the menu. Eggman talks instead of Metal. Because Metal can't talk. This makes sense. He didn't get a voice until Heroes, and then they never gave him a voice again. Why do we need that pulley? Well, screw that then. I'm gonna wait a second. I don't trust these stupid rotating spike balls.
Oh, did you just see the Sonic 3D Blast retweet that I did? Yeah. It was a picture of Master Splinter with the young Ninja Turtles, and Master Splinter was Sonic 3D Blast, and the baby Ninja Turtles were all 3D Sonic games.
Yeah.
And it showed the next one where they're all grown up, and Master Splinter's still 3D Blast.
Yeah, never changes.
I thought that was funny.
I don't know if you've seen the thing I tweeted earlier. I don't know if you've seen the thing I tweeted earlier. I ran into some weird issue at Reunited Trilogy because I was testing some PC stuff and I played that. Ran into a little bit of an animation glitch.
Oh, I didn't get to see it. Let me see what.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss. Yeah. Oh crap! All right, that was a bad hit. I need some rings. Why are these all 5s? I need way more than 5 rings.
Because they think that's all you're worth.
Apparently. Oh, this is life. I don't need that.
So, something I saw earlier that I find that a little bit interesting. Sony's refunding pre-orders digitally for The Last of Us 2 and the Iron Man VR game.
I'm surprised they're doing that. Yeah, I wouldn't think they would.
Yeah, they're refunding the digital pre-order because they flat out took out the pre-order off the store.
Well, the reason why I'm more surprised about it is because I thought they were just going to leave them. And then, like, people have already paid for a pre-order for something that will come out eventually. Because they're still coming out, it's just not now.
Huh. I see the animation, Lester. The cha-cha slide.
The worst part is there is a running animation for like a fraction of a second, and then that enemy loses it.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. But yeah, I was surprised they're doing that. It makes me wonder if really if they're just deciding, yeah, we're gonna make Last of Us 2 a PS5 launch title.
I mean, if they do, that's really gonna bite them in the butt for their original plan, probably, because they were wanting to probably do a simultaneous or like a year off release between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Doing this is gonna really screw up their plans.
I don't know. I that's just a hunch of mine. But then again, I'm still under the notion that we're still not gonna see next gen consoles till next year at this rate.
Well, we're probably gonna at least see the Xbox Series X because they had so much of that already made compared to the PS5, where we still don't know what the stupid thing looks like, but we got a controller. That's at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with the Series X is, from what I gather, you gotta remember they haven't even gone into full production mode yet because, well, they can't.
Well, yeah,
so,
I mean, currently it's complicated.
But
I'd still say that's coming out before PS5 because they have a model made, they got base specs, they have a lineup, like they got everything pretty much in stone with the system. They just have to put it into production, or at least mass production.
Yeah. I mean, I think I could see either one or two things happening. First thing that happens is they're delaying it until next year, which was probably what they'll do.
That's a realistic idea, yeah.
The second thing is they'll continue with the launch, but they won't have like maybe 1 million consoles to play around with. So the demand will be ridiculously high.
Small launches anyways. Like, they don't have enough to always meet demand, so that's nothing new. It just be smaller than normal.
Yeah. If they continue as planned, I can see a Wii situation happening for both consoles.
Yeah. It probably will regardless because of what's going on. It's going to be hard for them to meet this demand in general because people are still going to buy the systems when they come out because people already pre-ordered them before all this happened. So they're still got to try to match all those orders, and then the orders that they'll get when they launch. I mean, there is probably going to be delays in general. I agree with that. I'm thinking of all of them, Sony may be the one taking the bigger delay because it doesn't even seem like they have a base production line even set up yet. Seems like Microsoft's more ahead of the game when it comes to what they got for the Series X.
Yeah, at least with the Series X, we've actually seen everything with the console. We know the specs, we know all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But PS5, we just know what a logo looks like, and we know what the controller looks like. But that's about it.
I have to say that controller, while it looks very functional and it's nice, it's bigger, base design-wise is ugly, and I've heard so many people say the same. Like, I was watching Austin Evans' video, just kind of talking over a lot of the differences in the controller, and the whole time he struggled so hard to not say the word ugly because he really wanted to say it.
And that's the thing, is like, I just don't understand. The thing that bothers me the most, and I told Amber this, I said, why didn't they color the button?
Yeah, the buttons being the same, doesn't matter if you're getting the white controller or the black controller, because they do make it in both colors. Okay, well, for starters, hang on. I think I broke a script somehow, because this definitely should have flipped gravity. So I don't know what happened. Not going to question it. Work of it. Oh, there goes the flip. Yeah, no, like, the controller itself, I don't know why they didn't make colored buttons, because both the white and the black controller, from what I've seen, it's so hard to make out the symbols on the buttons, so it's going to be a lot harder to see what you're pressing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm going to say, if I got that controller, because I probably can get the controller if I don't have the system. That's what I did with the PS4 controller. I would just get that black. That white just looks terrible.
The white.
It looks like a weird mishmash color.
Yeah.
Like half of it being white, the other half being in black. It's weird design to me personally. I like my controllers looking uniform, so to see it half one color, half another always kind of bugged me. That's why I waited to get Joy-Cons until I got like red Joy-Cons, like a pair.
Was the black controller just a fan mock-up?
No, I think Sony officially showed it as well. I don't know if it was a fan mock-up.
If it was just a fan mock-up, then this is worse than what I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not official. Then that's ooh. It'd be weird for them not to have a secondary color like that because the PS4 controller has multiple colors for its controllers now. Even at launch, even though it was small, they still had more than just the base black controller out there. They did also eventually have standard colors like camo. That's about it. Just camo. I don't know. There's gotta be a camo controller for every system. Doesn't matter.
I don't understand.
It's not a great color.
It's not a very good color combination.
No. It's just because military shooters are always popular on these systems make a color based on it, even though it looks atrocious. It's good theming. I do have one camo controller. I have a PS3 controller that's camo because at the time that was on sale. Like, why not? Sure. It's a good controller. It's a weird color. I don't like it. Especially doesn't help that I have like, what, 3 or 4 other PS3 controllers in black, and I got the one camo which sticks out.
I think I have like a couple PS3 controllers. The one I can remember the most is the blue one. I don't have that many PS3 controllers.
Yeah, I somehow got a lot at one point. I'm not sure how. Like, I got one for free because it was broken. I was tasked to fix it, and for years I couldn't, and then one day it just worked. So, got a free controller because of that. Got one with my system, one with my PS TV. Now I bought 2 of them. Usually nowadays I buy at least one controller from the system, even if I know I'm not going to actually get the system, like either right away or just basically ever, because it's good for PC.
Yeah.
Like I like using both the
PCs
Xbox One and PS4 controller for PC games. It just depends on the game for which controller I use.
Yeah. Most PCs can use just one day.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you probably get with like a lot of them. They have Bluetooth, which definitely helps.
I'm sure you'll probably get the, if you could, you probably get the Stadia controller, won't you?
I mean, it's not a bad one, so possibly.
Yeah.
I know at least when like Series X comes out, we'll probably get at least a controller for PC, because that's pretty much the same controller but improved in some areas. Also, speaking of controllers, I laugh that one of the key points that Sony talks about in their controller thing is that we have haptic feedback now on the triggers. And Microsoft's over here like, we've been doing this since 2013. Welcome to modern day gaming.
God.
It's not really that revolutionary, but Sony talks about like this. I hate this room. This room's so bad. Every time you turn around, there's a pillar in your face.
This room really did predate Lost World. The circular room?
Yeah, or sometimes maybe the parkour just fails and you die.
I like Lost World. I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch of the means. But yeah, sometimes the platforming can just be really weird in that game.
Well, the biggest problem is the parkour just works when it feels like I feel like, because sometimes you're holding the button on the wall and you magnetize to it, and sometimes you just fall off. It's very inconsistent. What? Okay, camera, get out of the wall. I can't see. don't know why that happens.
Fine. It's kind of funny that I think we mentioned this in a prior stream before, but it is kind of funny that Robotnik's rename for the Western audience was just because Sonic decided to just call him Eggman in this game because he's making fun of him because of his egg shaped like eggs, and I kind of like that in the Sonic movie. They kind of retcon that back in too.
Yeah, well, they tried to play it up in the same ways they kind of did with like the classic games, and then they just spun it at the end like they do in this game. It's like, all right, well, you're looking like an egg, so I'll call you Eggman.
I don't know. I thought the Sonic movie was great. I'm kind of glad that it's on a. Is it on digital or is it just?
It's released digital now. Yeah.
Released digital now.
The physical version's still gonna take like 2 months.
Okay, well. I really liked that movie. I thought it was great. I'm just really glad they changed his design. That's all I'm saying.
I did see that they are working in bonus features, and one of them was some deleted scenes with the original design, and it is horrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's pre-trailer design. It's very rough around the edges, and it shows when you use, like, pre-alpha, like, animations with that original design's look. It looks atrocious.
Oh my gosh.
It is so bad. Look it up if you want nightmares.
I mean, like, I'm kind of glad that they did that, because I'm going to tell you one thing. I bet you any amount of money that they made back, all that money, that I know people lost their jobs. I know after the animation studio finished and all this other stuff. I know that's a big old debacle. But it wasn't, I don't think that had anything to do with the studio closing. You know?
Probably not. I think that was something that was going to happen regardless of the redesign.
Yeah. But I'm glad that they made back the money that they lost for doing that. So,
because that thing did great in the box offices before box office got shut down.
Yeah.
I still get emails to this day from my theater acting like they're still open. Like, guys, you're shut down. Please stop. What promotion deals do you have? I can't go to your theater.
They had to delay Black Widow, so...
Yeah, that was like the next big movie that was going to come out, and that got delayed for a TBD date. They don't even know when to set it yet.
They said November.
Oh, did they give it a date now?
Yeah, they came out and changed it in November.
Yeah, I was going to say, last I heard, I didn't know what the date to yet.
Like, I think the movies that really kind of hurt with this whole virus thing going on, I think the movies that kind of really hurt because of it was the Onward movie, because they straight up just put it on Disney Plus.
Okay, that was a weird clip. Yeah, I noticed that. There's a lot of movies that just went straight to digital. Like, that new Trolls also went straight to digital. Yeah. I know that was supposed to be a pretty big box office hit for the kids.
What was it? There was a movie me and Amber wanted to go see. It was it called Call of the Wild?
Yeah,
Call of the Wild.
Oh, that was in theaters for a bit, but it didn't stay there
they
long.
had to cancel. Yeah, so now it's on digital now. It's already out on digital. I'm just like,
yeah,
that's kind of sad.
Yeah, a lot of movies kind of had that.
Movie industry's gonna get a lot of big hits, or big hit to the profit margins this year.
Yeah. Well, they all banked on the theater, and they can't use the theaters anymore for most of the income, so they just have to base it off whatever digital sales they get, and the physicals once they get to print them.
Yeah. Jeez. I think it's kind of bad. I think Mulan also got hurt too.
Mulan was infamous to be that one Disney movie that kept on getting delayed, and now it got delayed again for a different reason, and not one in their control, which is ironic. So all the other ones were delays on Disney's behalf because they just had to keep on doing something different with the movie and fix it. This time, it's not that at all. Alright, one more stage, and then we finally 100% the video game for real. This really doesn't
For
count.
real.
This is just an achievement, basically, again. But I want to show off the character in the whole. Counts towards that definition.
Yeah.
At least to me it does.
So, what stage do you want to?
And
I
then
like how
we'll
the
finish
top
game
times are
game.
always at like 99 minutes. Because this is a game where you don't time out until 99 minutes. It's weird. Like, why are you going to sit
I
on
wonder
stage
what a
for 90
timeout
minutes?
looks like. I wonder what a time's like.
I mean, it's probably just like you die and then that's it. Because I ain't never seen it either.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to leave a stage running for like 20 minutes earlier today in this game, trying to troubleshoot something. That's the most I've ever let a stage sit. And that still doesn't matter, because it's nowhere near the timeout still.
I'll probably go look up a video and see how what a timeout looks like.
Yeah, there's probably some video out there about it.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody took the time out.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Took the timeout to timeout. How fitting.
Go to timeout right now.
When I was a kid, I left the GameCube on all night on a melee match to unlock Mewtwo. So
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did that back in the day. I think I didn't do that. I think I got him legit back then because I just played so much melee.
yeah.
So I just played
I
so
mean,
many battles to actually rank up the time to unlock them natively. And then my
I
memory
didn't
card
have
corrupted and I had to
friends.
do it again. So I decided the second time just to do it the old-fashioned way. Hook up controllers and
I
let it
didn't,
go.
I didn't have friends growing up, so
Well, that's the thing. Most of my time spent with Melee growing up was the single-player stuff, because I did once in a while play it with friends, but all that time I built up from YouTube was on my own. So that was all single-player based matches, which takes like quadruple the time. This is like 20 hours to unlock Mewtwo if you just have 4 controllers in. But by yourself, it's 80. Big Moon, no friends. Yep. Relatable.
no friends. I mean, I shouldn't say that because, you know, it's like, what am I, chopped liver?
I mean, I don't want to find out. Well, if you try it here, I'd probably taste like salt.
Yeah.
Well, salt I give up. Okay, seriously, why didn't I jump? See, there's the salt. Press the jump button, he just flew right off. Thank you. See, that right there is why I never take this path. Because if you try to line yourself up on these fans at the same time, you clip through the fan because you're moving too fast. So that's why the other path I always feel like is just safer if you want to go fast. I don't think it's as bad to go fast in that path. I think laying on the platform. Can I just make this jump?
Can you? Can
Yeah,
make
you
it?
can.
Oh.
I just hit a pillar. That's why I'm doing it now before the 50 ring mission, because that would be bad if I missed that jump and then have to restart from a checkpoint, because I would lose all my rings. Okay, definitely making it now with that kind of height. I think the other times I'm just going to take the rings.
So, what stage do you want to?
Nice. Alright, take 2.
Try again.
Like, I was even trying to spin dash to avoid that too. I'm like, no. Just take the hit anyways. I didn't spin dash in time.
Just take the L. I still to this day don't understand what the L means.
Loss.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yeah. It never says take the L, you're losing. So.
Okay.
Take that
I
loss.
was wondering. I'm dumb. I'm sorry.
It makes more sense than take the loser. Because that one just sounds weird.
No friends with me. Boing. I think you can do some quick movements in this room if I remember.
Yeah, I
correctly.
think if you know exactly where the death planes are, there's a way I think to fall down and skip certain sections. I have no idea where exactly is the safe zone, so I'm not gonna attempt it. But there are ways to like fall down. I think here you still have to take the elevator. I think there's a giant death plane that you can't avoid. But getting to the switch, I think if you know where to fall, you can just fall to the switch and then hit that to make your way to the elevator.
Yeah.
So now I think that's what speedruns do, because they know exactly where to go.
All these extra lives that I will never use.
Yeah, because they always reset after you play a stage in the trial mode. That's why if you're trying to life grind, don't do it in this mode, because it doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
It's not like SA2 where it actually kind of does. What? Okay, why did the camera snap to the wall and then death? What was that about?
I don't know how you feel on this, Lester, but do you think that lives are meaningless in video games nowadays?
Nowadays, yeah, it's kind of a waste of time, since most of the time when you game over, it starts you back to where you lost that last life.
Like, it made sense in back in the day, because that's the way how games were created, where it was a way to make you spend more time and money on like arcade games, and it had to pad out the gameplay too back then because they didn't make long games.
Yeah. Well, that was the biggest reason why lives were a thing for years, and now when games are like 40-hour adventures and you still have a life system, that makes no sense. Like those kind of games, yeah, get rid of them. Because why? It serves no purpose. Depends on the game. I mean, I can see that too, Kara. I think it also is a heavily based on game thing. Because a game like, say, Mario Odyssey, when they removed the lives and just had to take a penalty of 10 coins whenever you died, that made more sense. Because a life system in that game wouldn't have done anything, really. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
And then there's certain games that just never need them in general. Like, the original Shantae is always a good example I bring up in this case. Because it's a Metroidvania that has a life system. And it wastes so much time if you game over. It's just not needed. That's why they got rid of them after the first game.
Select.
Or like a short arcadey style game in general that's like an hour or two. That's fine to keep a life system in.
Stage do you want to play?
Most games nowadays don't really have a need to have the life system. Like, I think one of the biggest games that kind of started the drop that, I think, was Rayman Origins. So that was one of the more notable ones, at least, when it came out. It was a platformer that got rid of the lives, which definitely made a big difference to a lot of people.
Made the game more enjoyable to play, in my honest opinion.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Rayman Legends, I think this past week was like free in general. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a great game. Still gotta finish it. I think years ago I got close to the end. I just played something else at that time. Something else distracted me, like always. That happens almost every time. Oh, I'm near the end of a game, but this other one came out, and now I'm never gonna finish this. That's why I'm hesitating to start Doom Eternal with Final Fantasy literally on the way, and I have a bunch of other games to keep on picking up and playing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start a story-driven game and then like stop at boss end. That's going to happen.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you. My biggest problem is I started Doom Eternal. I got like, I'm not that far in the game, but I got like, I think like second or third level. And man, I started playing Animal Crossing. Got fucking addicted to it.
Yeah, it kind
Now
of
I'm like, I need to get back to Doom. I'm gonna eventually get back to it. And also, I know Final Fantasy comes out this week. And
it comes
I
out
don't know
tomorrow.
I know it comes out tomorrow, but I probably won't get it tomorrow because the delay and all that other stuff.
Did your copy ship yet?
It just shipped today.
Okay, yeah, same here. I wasn't even sure it was going to ship with everything going on.
Yeah, mine just shipped today. It just told me.
Although it's ironic because I don't know if you've seen this, but also I don't know if you actually bothered with it. But that Shantae pop figure like silently dropped this week, but Amazon still has it listed to come out in May, and then they say like we'll ship it in August. So I don't even think they have a single one.
What the heck?
So for a thing that literally just came out this week, I'm thinking it's gonna have a massive delay because they have none.
Yeah. Kind of weird when you really think about it.
It's kind of weird that it just came out like this week. Like, okay, it was announced, and then the next announcement about it was it is available to buy the second. Okay, that feels weird in a time like this where you can't get a stock of any item, let alone luxury items.
Yeah.
It really fell out of left field.
I don't know. I need to. I think I'm gonna hold off on playing Final Fantasy VII Remake for a little bit. I want to try to at least get Doom Eternal done, played through, and.
Well, since you already started, it makes sense to finish it up. Yeah. Speaking of finishing up, anticlimactic. They're clipping through the edge. We're done. We have 100% of the video game for real.
100%ed Sonic Adventure. Yay! You have 100%ed this game.
What do we get for doing this?
Select.
Nothing. That's a waste of time. No, you don't even get that. All you get is back to the character screen.
Saying, hey,
you don't get an extra Game Gear game. You don't get any extra stuff. All you get is such an achievement if you're playing the HD version. That is it.
What is all the Game Gear games that you did unlock?
So let's look at that list before I reboot this game again to select one mod. Also, that was mission mode. All right, so hang on. I gotta swap scenes because this.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this.
Yeah, so you get. Okay, I don't know what's happening with the weird scaling here, so I'm gonna do my best to read titles off the screen. But we have Sonic the Hedgehog on Game Gear, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Spinball, which I didn't even know had a Genesis version or a Game Gear version. I thought it was Genesis until this.
Yeah.
Sonic Hedgehog 2.
Had a lot of boards.
Dr.Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Sonic Drift 2 Triple Trouble. I think there's an overlap here. It's Sonic Triple Trouble, but Drift 2 is in this list somewhere. Tails Sky Patrol, Tails Adventure. There's the real Sonic Drift. Wait a minute.
Oh, the real Sonic Drift 2.
Hey, what's this game? This is the real Tails Sky Patrol. What the hell is this? Sonic Blast, Tails Adventure. There's something else, but this thing is very weird, so take my word for it. We got all the Game Gear games that just don't look proper.
Is Sonic Chaos?
That could be Sonic Chaos. That makes some sense. Hang on, let's find out. Wait, no, it has a 2B start. This is Sonic... No, it's not Sonic. This is Mean Bean. What the hell is with this?
Then what was the other Mean Bean machine? I'll read the description.
You have to get it from the descriptions, which is bad. This is not as big of an issue I noticed with the Dreamcast graphics. So I guess using some GameCube packs screw up this menu a bit. That was Sonic Labyrinth.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to reset. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We can have super tiny mode. This is my favorite mode.
Oh gosh, super tiny mode.
God, these things are so screwed up. But there's all the games. Figure them out yourself. I'm not gonna try to read into this one. I'm gonna get me a mod file here so we can check out one last thing. I'm gonna turn on Super as well. Why not? So make sure it's loaded up in OBS first. Over Sonic Blast. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Where is it in this list? Oh, here we go. Sonic's 5th action game on the Game Gear. Plays Knuckles to glide and climb walls. Alright, this is actually the game. That's the only one. With a really terrible sounding Sega that cuts off halfway through. Yeah, that's Sonic Blast. That's like one of the only ones that's accurate. You can retrieve a piece of Chaos Emerald if you collect 50 rings during Special Stage in Act 2. So they kind of try to tell you how to do special stages, because that was kind of confusing in the original. Yeah, some GameCube games do have hints. It's weird, and then you have Tails Adventure, which is just a wall of text. That plot, man, it's complicated.
Sonic has plot?
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, so let me swap over to this scene here so you guys can actually see what we're about ready to check out. I'm going to hit save, so that way I can actually scroll down and show it. So, Windy Valley had a major overhaul for this game. It was originally going to play out very different, and there's a lot of like beta footage and screenshots out there of the original Windy Valley design that people were able to reconstruct it. So we have Beta Windy Valley here to take a look at, and I turned on Supersonic so we can see how Supersonic works. We're going to play through Windy Valley twice for this reason. Once to showcase the level proper, and the second time with Supersonic because he breaks the game. He just flat out breaks it. So let's just go ahead and save and play.
Sega.
Just gotta give OBS a second to catch this full screen game. There it is.
Select a file.
So it doesn't matter how we do it, so I'm gonna just go to the stage via the trial mode, because I'm not walking.
Let's get him!
So, what stage?
So this is Beta Windy Valley. Already you can see a massive difference.
Yeah.
Textures, major overhaul. They really changed, because there's a lot more blue here. Also, look at these springs. They are very different looking springs. This level was massive originally, too. Like, look at how big this level is. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. This is only the beginning area. Okay, that guy was desperate. God, he's like ramming me off a cliff. As you can tell, enemies weren't well designed for this stage because it's a beta stage, so they can just do whatever they feel like.
The wind is making an invisible path. Don't be afraid. Go through the gate.
There's more wind paths in this version, too. And there was like, what, one to two? No, there's 2 wind paths in Windy Valley normal. But in this one, there's like dozens of them. Alright, so that's the beginning section. Now time for the tornado, which already is a little different too, because that thing seems bigger. And as soon as you go inside, yeah, completely different.
It doesn't look like, you know, up in the sky. It's like actually inside the tornado.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we have different looking springs, because this spring is recessed into the ground. There's no springs like that in the final product. I'm glad, though, this was changed, because this version has a lot of weighting. Like, there's 2 platforms like this that move up and down on a cycle. And that doesn't really exist in the final product, which I'm glad, because that's painful. But yeah, this seems to be like a fan favorite beta level because it's in like so many different Sonic games for modding. It's in this, it's in Generations, it's in Lost World. Like if the game has a modding scene, there's probably a chance that they put back in Windy Valley.
Yeah, and not the Windy Valley that we are accustomed to. This one in particular.
Yeah. More trampoline platforms here too. I hope you like bouncing.
I like spring pad. That's a spring pad. Now that's a bounce pad. I'm sorry, that was long.
Let's say, spring pads aren't a thing. Bounce pad, on the other hand, everyone loves those. Hey, look at this tornado section. Like, you rubber band all over the place. It's real weird. And this also has elevators too, which is very different. This never made into the final product. Oh, I love this right here. Speed shoes into an automated section. Good design, guys.
Well, it makes you feel fast.
Yeah, really. That's all you get, the feeling. By the time you get out of it, this is what you do. Not much level to play. Camera. Thank you. Yeah, this was like 90% finished or something like that at the time, but then they scrapped this idea and then made the Windy Valley we know today in Sonic Adventure. I guess they just thought this was too complicated compared to the other stages they were making at the time, because this is a big stage, very open-ended, kind of like a lot of the classic games, but it doesn't fit in the same kind of design as what we have now in Adventure. Because a lot of the stages, while they can still be pretty open-ended, are a little more linear than this.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't mean to do that. Hang on. Please ignore. I forgot. The trigger Supersonic in this mod, you press the B button in the air and accidentally tapped it. We're almost at the end, though. This section's so glitchy. I think I'm going backwards. What is going on? Yeah, I went backwards. What in the hell?
What the
That's
heck?
a first. That's how that's supposed to go. I don't know what happened. I must have got caught on one of the edges and it sent me backwards. But yeah, this is a 5-minute stage. If they kept this in, longest stage in the game, by far. Well, not counting the weird stuff you can do with Casinopolis for obvious reasons.
Select your...
Let's get him!
Alright, so that's the beta stage. Now time to break it.
So,
Let's show
what
off how
stage
Supersonic
do you
actually
want?
works and why they only have this as a cutscene-based power-up for the final story. Because if they put this in actual gameplay, it would have broke this game in two.
Does the concept still work where you have to get 50 rings?
Yeah,
in
you
the
still have to
actual-
collect the rings, and there's a button to activate it. I showed it by accident before, but jump in the air and press the B button, or the spin dash button in general, because X also works. Okay, that guy just clipped through that bridge. Beta. It's the only time I can give that an excuse. Alright, so I'm going to activate him right here. So with 50 rings, I jump and press B. Now I'm super. I can't spin dash anymore, but this works in the same way as it does in the boss fight. So just jump and get massive speed. And it replaces the music now with the instrumental version of Open Your Heart. So this thing loops.
My gosh. I'm guessing this was a concept they were planning on doing at one point, but...
Maybe. But as you can see here, Supersonic can get deactivated in certain areas. Like, he doesn't have any animations for bouncing around on a trampoline, so the game just turns it off. This is probably from before Adventure became the way it was released. Design philosophy changed, and levels would just change as a result. I'm thinking that's why Windy Valley did get changed. I think around that one here, because of how this was originally designed around a different mindset. So this was probably meant to play more like the classic games, and since Adventure doesn't play like the classic so much, they had to probably change it just to reflect the new gameplay styles. Imagine Gamma going through this. Oh, I want to try that after this. Alright, let's break this. Look, I move so fast, I clip through walls.
Breaking the game with Supersonic.
Alright, now I'm gonna fly all the way to the end. Don't mind me. That's the stage. Again, Supersonic not designed to work with normal stages, and this is why. You can fly through the entire thing with a single jump.
Select your character.
Yeah, I'm glad Supersonic wasn't a thing in normal stages for that reason.
Yeah.
It's been kind of bad. I want to see how the stage plays with our characters.
So, what?
Come on, Tails!
Okay, well, it just drops me off in a weird spot.
You should be able to find a shortcut if you fly.
Hooray!
Now you go that way, I go this way.
You made it!
That's what I get for taking a shortcut.
Come on, Tails! You made it!
Up here also jump pads, but these I don't think work for Tails at all, so it's probably useless. Oh, no, they do. Look at that. Look at that animation. It doesn't exist. Oh, that's great. It's so terrible.
Pac-Man 2, The New Adventures. I haven't played a lot of Pac-Man games.
Well, that one's just a bad cartoon tie-in game.
Yeah.
That's kind of why.
I know that, I know Pac-Man World 2 is really good. Well, the Pac-Man World games in general are pretty good. You win!
Too bad.
You win the beta level.
Yeah, oh, I didn't mean to click on Tails again. It doesn't matter if you're playing the beta version or the normal version of Windy Valley. You can still beat that in like a minute because you just fly to the end.
Preparation complete.
So, what stage do you want to play?
Freaking Gamma.
You clip through the floor a little bit when you're just walking.
Yeah.
Just lack of
Definitely
rings in this
wasn't
version, which is kind of weird.
mine.
I want to go up. I don't jump around. Okay, I cannot get up there at all. That's interesting. It looks like you can still jump up there. Hey, can you bounce on these? Yep. Definitely not a thing you're normally seeing from Gamma.
Yeah.
Right, I see wind. Oh, can you still do the wind turbines as Gamma? I want to see that. Yep, there's a turbine right there. Oh man, I'm gonna love this. Let's go. Yeah, stupid as I thought. Just walk in the air and just sends you backwards. Why? Don't get me wrong, that was still worth it, but why does it send you back?
Because this is a beta level, Lester.
Yeah, I can clearly tell I didn't know where to send Gamma. I'm like, backwards, please. I imagine this is the end, but I'm gonna see if I can fly over the way the tornado usually is. Ah, nope. Put an invisible wall there. Okay, this was worth exploring alone. Just for Tails' unused animation of nothing and then Gamma walking on the air. Worth it for both of those. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for this game. That's Beta Windy Valley. broken Supersonic. Certain things not working because this is an unfinished level technically. And real 100% of the game.
Only thing left to do really is show the Dreamcast version of Supersonic on.
It's a Dreamcast version. You mean GameCube?
I mean, did I say Dreamcast?
Yeah. I was like, alright, you want to see me play Supersonic again? Because we're already on Dreamcast. To be fair, there's no point because it's very similar looking.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's everything. We've actually 100% this game. How long did that really take? Let me see.
Select a file.
2010. Perfect. I think that's actually when the HD ports came out on the consoles too, which is even weirder.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me see. I gotta just look it up for Sonic Adventure Xbox 360. I want to see when it came out on 360. Because that'll tell me. Let's see. It released. Oh my, I am correct. September 2010. So I literally beat this game in the same amount of time it took for them to port this game to modern systems. What a fitting way to end this.
Yeah. That's kind of funny.